Hello everyone, Chaos here, and welcome to another old school RuneScape video. If you would have told me about a year ago that I would get excited for a fletching method in the game, I would have called you a lunatic. But lo and behold, the new fletching activity that came with the release of the third part of Valimor had me training fletching for a few hours without even realizing. I guess you could say this is another instance of my favorite type of video to make: blank has changed forever in OSRS. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe with notifications on, drop a fat like, and join our Discord server with the link in the description to play with me and our community to train fletching together. Now, you may think that an activity like this does not really need a guide since it looks pretty straightforward, but just like other scaling activities we have gotten in previous years, this video will not only give you the most basic information to get you started. I will tell you how to maximize experience and rewards, we will look at requirements, useful items and unlocks, a quick rundown of the core of the activity itself, and then 3 ways to do it involving different setups in case you don't have the levels or items required. I will also show you a bunch of rewards I got during the filming of this video, how much money you can expect, and actually using the rewards themselves to show you how they have changed the fletching forever. That being said, let's begin. Despite the main star of this update being the final Dawn quest for which you have access to the new Delph boss, which we will look at on Thursday, the fletching minigame or fletching activity is called Vale Totems. To start, you only need completion of Children of the Sun to access the Kingdom of Valimor and the humble level of 20 fletching. When I started covering this update in previous videos, it seemed like you needed level 50, but this is a great way to get you started with the skill. This is technically everything you need to start the minigame itself, which has the same name, but here's a quick list of other items you might need to increase both experience and the rewards per hour. A log basket is crucial only if you want to have a more chill experience without teleporting. For this, you will need to engage with forestry to earn some anima bark and buy it from the forestry shop. If you don't want to do this, thankfully, participating in Vale Totems provides a good chunk of anima-infused bark, so you can buy it without camping forestry. If you don't have a log basket or simply don't plan on getting one, a pendant of 8 is also heavily recommended to upkeep the gains. This can be obtained from either the Amoxiliatl or Frost Naguas, and you need to charge it with Frozen Tears. Come to this location in Auburn Vale Valley to activate the statue, so you can teleport here quickly. Not mandatory, but I also recommend having a Quetzal whistle. There's a Quetzal landing site near the bank we will be using for this minigame, and you don't need to build one like the ones in other locations. The higher the tier of the whistle, the better for more charges. The only mandatory item you need is a knife, since you will be fletching all your logs into totems. So grab a common knife you can buy from the store, and if you're lucky to pull the fletching knife, upgrade it since you will be able to fletch items 1 tick faster than usual. Last but not least, you can bring Graceful to recover run energy if your agility level isn't super high, but there's a mechanic around the valley I will show you which will make it nearly impossible to ever run low on energy. And obviously, like the tutorial showed you, the most crucial item you need to get started in this activity are logs or any other item coming from them. Use the highest tier of log at your disposal, or items such as strong or unstrung bows, crossbow stocks, and shields to decorate your totems. So now, I will go ahead and switch to live commentary to show you my personal route, and the 2 others if you want to go for either the highest experience per hour, or in case you don't have the log basket. We will close out with some reward openings, and show you the money we got as well as the shop in case you go super dry. Okay fellas, I'm gonna show you my personal route, which is pretty efficient and chill at the same time. If you want to make your own, go ahead and open the map, click on the icon section menu, scroll all the way down to training, and then this icon here, Vale Totem site, will highlight all of the totems we are going to visit. We will do so in a counterclockwise rotation. If you do not have the forestry basket, or if you want to do the highest experience per hour method with redwood shields or any other type of shield that you may potentially want to do, we are going to do that in a clockwise rotation, but it's going to change a little bit, and we are going to show you, or we're going to see how to do so in the following category. If you are here and if you have done the mini quest, if you didn't spacebar through it, you already know the basics of this, and keep in mind that whenever an ant visits the site, the animals are going to rotate every now and then. There's a small chance that they are not, and you can just basically carve the ones around the area. If you want to go ahead and make a few of the items that you're carrying around, you can make them on the spot for higher experience per hour when doing this, or if you're an iron and if you already have supplies, go ahead and take them out of the bank and you can decorate the totems with the things you already have stored or stashed away. I will grab my offerings and then click on the totem, and I want to represent the animals around here, which if you see the order here on your HUD is going to, it's going to follow the same order, which is buffalo, jaguar, eagle, snake, and the scorpion. It's not 100% mandatory to memorize these, but it's not really that difficult, and it will make the activity a lot faster, since you can just press whatever button in order to pick the animal that is around the area, and you can do this in as few as I believe like 6 ticks, okay? So we have our totem, and what's around here? If you notice, the ent visited, but the animals did not swap around, which is nice. So I have jaguar is 2, snake is 4, and then scorpion is 5. I already have my stuff here, so I am going to click on the totem once again, and with 4 items on it, it is going to be fully decorated. What is the icon on the top of the totem? That is the health. Let's say the totem has remaining for all of the ent to visit. I am going to stay here one final time, or just going to wait for the ent to visit one more time in order to start the cycle, and you will see that whenever it pays its offerings to it, number 1, your totem is going to lose some health, and there's a chance that the animals are going to rotate. As long as you carve the appropriate animals around when you make your totem, that is going to give you the highest amount of offering possible, and you do not need to worry about earning less, okay? Now, the last thing to mention, because I'm not going to commentate a full route, I'm just going to show you the each of the spots, otherwise this video would be pretty long, is that when you make your way to the next totem, you want to step on the flowers in order to get more offerings every time you visit another totem site. Number 2, you will see that there are tiles highlighted, and I am going to have a paste bin down in the description in case you get distracted, because this is something I like to do in order to pay just a little less attention. You can copy those, and that is going to show you the route, whether you want to do it in a counterclockwise or clockwise rotation. One final thing to mention is that if you do not have graceful, you can visit these things like beautiful rock, beautiful tree stump, and that is going to recover your energy if you are below a certain threshold. You are going to sit, admire them, and because I am pretty high on energy, then that didn't really work for me, okay? So I am going to fully commentate this one final time, grab my offerings, and then I memorize buffalo 1, eagle 3, snake 4, and then go ahead and decorate the totem 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you use 117 HD plugin or GPU, make sure to increase your render settings if your computer is good enough, and then the farther away you can click, the more downtime you're going to have in order to fletch whatever item you have with you, in case you are making them on the spot, okay? So we are going to visit this. Again, I'm going to fully commentate this one final time, and I'm going to do this one. Click on buffalo 1, jaguar 2, and then the last one is eagle number 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The final thing, now I will say, is that it doesn't matter what order you carve the animals, as long as they are correct the moment you make them, that is going to give you the highest amount of offering possible, okay? So, I am going to show you each of the spots we will visit, and yeah, that is going to be the counterclockwise rotation. If you did not have time to carve your totem when the ent visits, you want to wait until after it does a T-pose, otherwise if you are making your totem and it's not fully decorated, it will not give you the highest amount of offering possible, leaving you with not as many rewards as you would potentially want. So, jaguar 2, eagle 3, scorpion 5, and decorate. Next to totem site, grab your offerings, put up the totem, buffalo 1, eagle 3, snake 4, decorate, 1, 2, 3, and 4. On to the next one. Next totem site. Totem, jaguar 1, snake 4, scorpion 3, or sorry, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Just in time before the ent visits. Pays its respects to its tribute, and onto the shortcut. Next one, grab your offering, put up the totem, jaguar 1, eagle 3, scorpion 5, decorate, 1, 2, 3, 4. On to the next one. Remember, wait for the ent to pay tribute. Grab your offering. Totem, buffalo 1, snake 4, scorpion 5. Decorate, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now that was the last totem we visited, and then if you follow this route, what I want you to do now is run northeast, go ahead and bank, and if you have a log basket, we are going to grab more redwood logs, put them in the log basket, grab another one. You are never going to fully deplete the log basket, so as long as you have a, like maybe 24 on the log basket and then 24 on your inventory, you are never going to run out of these in order to carve. The last thing I will mention for my personal route is that if you're doing this super efficiently, there is going to be some times in which the ends do not fully deplete the totem, and you're going to need to wait just a little bit. In case that happens, if you come to your first spot and the totem has not died yet, that gives you just enough time to carve as many items as possible, leaving, I would say, maybe like a row of logs in order for you to actually build your totems. So imagine this totem is not, well, I mean, is here. And then what I will do is grab my offerings, totem, and one final time we are going to do snake 4, scorpion 5, and the last one is, I do not currently see it. Oh, it's a buffalo, there we go. Sometimes you have to scroll around to see the animals, sometimes the trees or the buildings are going to be in the way, so you do not want to do that. We have enough time to decorate. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is about it. That is my personal route, and onto the highest XP per hour one, or in case you do not have a log basket. Okay, back to scripted commentary for this to avoid a yapping session, but the next route covers both the highest experience per hour method using redwood shields, and you can do the same if you do not have a log basket, since you will run out of logs before finishing a full rotation. Just keep in mind that you will have to either make bows or stocks, since you won't have enough items for half the rotation of shields. I recommend you already have around 4 redwood shields before your first totem site, because each of these items need 2 logs and will take 7 game ticks to make. So safe to say, they will take over double the time as opposed to longbows or crossbow stocks, and you will have less time to make them on your way to the totems. Here's where the fletching knife plays a more important role, so hopefully you spoon it like I did. Start at the bank and follow the clockwise rotation beginning at the totem site east of the town. Decorate your totem and down the shortcut to go east to the second spot. Make your way back past the shortcut, and the third spot is going to be on the massive tree stump near the fairy ring. Once that's done, go southwest to the fourth and final totem. Remember that when going from one site to another, you want to be carving your shields, clicking as far away as possible to have more downtime. If you have a log basket and are making shields, or if you don't have a log basket and making any other item, you will run out of logs at spot number 4. Teleport to any bank of your choice, fill up your log basket and or your inventory, and use the last option on your pendant of 8 to teleport near spot number 5. From here on out, we will close the rotation as you see in the video, going to totem spots 5, 6, and 7. The 8th and final one will be south of the bank. So make the final totem, go north to fill up on logs, and repeat the cycle. One thing I noticed when I tried both rotations is that if you go counterclockwise, you will have some downtime on the site west of the bank near the start of the mini quest. However, if you do a clockwise rotation, there's a chance you will have a little bit of downtime for almost all of the sites. So this is a matter of having moderate downtime at just one spot, or a shorter wait period at almost each one. In terms of experience per hour, you are seeing approximate numbers on screen for logs under redwood. I would say that despite there being more AFK or profitable methods at almost every level, Vale Totems is a great option if you want to train actively and earn great rewards. When I tested this with redwood staves, I was getting between 320 and 350,000 experience per hour. And redwood shields, this number jumps to a whopping 400,000 per hour. I would suggest you get the fletching knife before you give this last one a try to make the shields even faster, and not having to wait to fletch 4 of them when you get to the totem, potentially wasting time. The last thing I'll show you is an AFK method for both fletching and woodcutting I personally wouldn't do, but will be an option in case you want to earn rewards slowly but surely. Go to a totem site near whatever tree you can chop, and cut them until you have a full inventory to turn them into either bows, stocks, or shields. Make a totem and decorate it, and go back to chopping. Wait for the ends to fully deplete it, and repeat this for as long as you want. As you can imagine, this is not really worth it since you will gain a pretty terrible fletching experience, but if you're training woodcutting and dropping your logs anyway, this is something extra you can do if you can't pay too much attention, and fully engage with the activity whenever possible. And just like the tutorial shows you, each time ends visit your totem, they will leave offerings behind which vary according to the tier of logs you used. These are further increased if you stepped on flowers along the way, and the only way to earn less is if you incorrectly carved the animals around the totem when you first made it. 100 offerings equal 1 reward, and clicking on them will grant items such as anima-infused bark, nests containing either rings or seeds, 3 branches, and the 3 uniques coming from the minigame being the Fletching knife, bowstring spool, and the end branches. You are seeing some loot on screen, but keep in mind that end branches made into atlatl dart shafts will sell for much lower, since the market is currently being flooded with them. If you are not lucky to receive the uniques, talk to the funny man where you started the mini quest, and every 100 offerings will give you 1 research point, which you can exchange for all of the uniques. Remember that you can buy up to 6 bowstring spools and combine them to increase the maximum capacity. The Fletching knife can make wood items 1 tick faster, the bowstring spool can store flax and use 1 inventory spot to string your bows, the end branches can be made into atlatl dart shafts, and the mask can be combined with different leaves for a cool cosmetic item. Irons can sell the mask to the shop for 125 points to afford 1 of the other uniques. In conclusion, this is unironically one of the best additions the game has ever seen along activities such as Guardians of the Rift and the Giant's Foundry, and I'm pretty happy to say that this is not just another update that caters towards Iron accounts. I can actually see myself doing this activity in the future to max out my bowstring spool and to earn upwards of 400,000 experience per hour in a more engaging way, as opposed to the Giant Foundry, which I only ever did for my guide, and I am now doing more diligently on my hardcore for some decent cash. I would personally say that if Jagex keeps making these skilling minigames better and better, and this is any indication of the next one, I am sure that whatever skill they decide to revitalize, they will have an absolute banger for all of us. So Scapers of all ages, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed and you learned how to train Fletching in a more engaging way. If you did, tell me what you think of Vale Totems, and if you include the term RSN and your username in your comment, you'll be entered in our weekly bond giveaway, for which we will pick a winner on Friday's stream. A chunky thank you to all the people you see on screen for supporting the channel monetarily. Your contributions go towards my wife, my puppy, my army of donkeys, and the local animal shelter we help every month. If you like what I do here, click the join button below to see all the cool perks and benefits you can get in the videos, in the live streams, and of course in the Discord for your monthly subscription. In the next one, which will be another Thursday upload, we will take a look at how to easily get your first Delve 8 clear for the Doom of Bakayotl. For now, I hope you have an amazing day, have an amazing week, and I will see you then. Peace.